Abusunya memo bibia kwa aba de aba kwam Gent TV plus so e wo YouTube so ase abusunya aba we eye ensem ahodo bi aba beto mo antene so a ne nyina fa chese ye Chief Justice na nsensem ya ho a yedi nkan aka ho nsem bebe na de mo nchire mo so ahodo bebe na aba besom ye yahwefo nyina na me kase no we ne de aba beto ja me pese beko akwaji mo nchire mo e de aba
240 there. Forget them, omo dodo ne Jimmy. They are not ready. They are not willing. They are deliberate. And obeko TikTok. Na omo tiwo no mu Jimmy. Adeya, nyome mo edin mekoto moko, mekoto nyadwa, we mo Jimmy MPP for they were born stupid. Omo nya power 8 years. We saw what they did with the power. Obia oma the 2 me 8 years went to my papa. Opposition at the papa ben obey. Obey Jimmy more. So those are not people you listen to. Those are not people you spend your time on. You spend your time on people who are willing to give you the opportunity. Into young people, take advantage. Now is the time for you to take advantage of the government policies. I think tomorrow, the policies the ones you have to take advantage of. As you watch me, write them down. Go on the net, search for them. You will find discipline that you fit in, then you can apply. It's very important. Now look at this. Yenra MPP for a year or more concert. But before that, the Ghana Bar Association for Akasa about a year. The law is the law. Now the law is the law. Kasa another refuge who say in baby baba, the law has to be the law. Ghana Bar Association for President Abekasa, and you see, they be catching Ghana for dialogue, communication over every multi-million-dollar company and our corporation be a moi. Communicators, Emma companies, a wild breach, Kesipa. Omudi companies, Kasama companies, they are the most paid guys. The reason is that, so when ya Obia Obekasa, no Nimnyansa Obekasama company, Oba Bruchia within a day, o company bit me gu. A statement can destroy a company, a multi-billion-dollar company in the States, in Europe, everywhere. Into over Europe, over America, over Asia, they don't play with people who speak for institutions, who speak for companies, especially private companies. Very important. If you can say this person is the spokesperson for this company, a multi-billion-dollar company. Remember, because dialogue, communication is very vital. And the Ghana Bar Association for President, who is the wife of Jogati, the former NPP transport minister. Now, railway minister. Now, they did something today. Also, last week, the Ghana Bar Association released a statement. And the statement was about the CJ's suspension. Now, Osha almost statement released last week now. They could not clearly say the president of the republic will boom raso. Now, the moment you are not able to establish that the president did not go contrary to the constitution, then it means you have no case. And in last week, the Ghana Bar Association released a statement about CJ Asemweno. They could not come out emphatically to say the process was wrong and that the suspension of the CJ was wrong. But shockingly, and Adiachinya Jogate's wife, who is the leader of Ghana Bar Association, was making some very vague, unsubstantiated statement. It is not backed by law. She just came to make a street side watch selling canopy building, Bofrot selling, and Kaya argument. The reason I'm saying that is because those people selling Bofrot, Kaya for Omo call law school da. Omo bought 10 to Okwana, Omo to talk to Tonsia, Omo call law school. In the South to say Obi Tonsia, Obi a Kaya Obi Ton Wache, Obi Ton Bofrot. Now I'll make argument on the CJ thing. Now say, Sebio, when to me analyzing here, you need to give that person the benefit of the doubt because only knowledge about the law. But when the Ghana Bar Association, Omo ese Ghana mrani nyina na omo no munim, nyansa ye de ye mra ewo mutim no, se omo leader ebe kasa na obekasa nya, to say without respect, nyansa ni tirim a, then you start to question the credibility of the leadership of the Ghana Bar Association. Now, Let's listen to Jogate's wife, the Ghana Bar Association president. She was speaking on the suspension of the Chief Justice.
Another such committee, the Public Awareness Committee, is one that seeks to educate the public on topical legal issues. One such issue, which is currently on the lips of Ghanaians as a result of the publicity associated with the process triggered for the removal of the Chief Justice, is what is a prima facie case? People then go on to ask, what is the raison d'etre for establishing a prima facie case? Are there any standards to be met in concluding that a prima facie case has been established? Having been informed as a country that petitions against the Chief Justice have been filed, you are repeatedly asked, at what point in time does the country get to know the contents of the petitions? What if the petitions are frivolous, but steps have been taken which may impugn the reputation of the person against whom the petitions have been filed? Assuming that there is a hearing, how long should the hearing be? Can the Chief Justice elect to have the proceedings heard in public instead of in camera? And many more such questions. This process is a novel one in our history as a country, and we, the bar, must continue to monitor the situation and not hesitate to express our opinion on it where the circumstances demand. It is important that in such matters, justice is not only done, but manifestly be seen to have been done. Indeed, it is for this reason that in the wisdom of the Supreme Court, in the 2020 judgment of the Republic versus the Chief Justice and the Attorney General, reference number 36/027019, the court led by Doche JSC, in the epilogue of the judgment, called for the formulation of rules of procedure for the impeachment of Article 71 office holders in the conduct of proceedings under Article 146 of the 1992 Constitution. The judgment concluded, and I quote, "Judges be accorded a fair measure of justice, fairness, and equity in all deliberations that affect them." It is about time that these guidelines were produced in order to eliminate arbitrariness in such proceedings, which ought to be held expeditiously and possibly in open court, given the necessary publicity such matters attract.
So this is the Ghana Bar Association president. Mameka Ibincho. Mo amonte brofo no ye ne a sebio omkeka nsemfu se ane abachichire mu no. These are the same, and in some occasion they say, so wotie ni ye a. So wotie de na woridi a all kind na. Chief Justice fingerprint bebre wom. You know what she's trying to do? Asem na esi na ye kan ho asem no. Right now, you ask her, say, is she trying to ask for an amendment in the law that looks at this Chief Justice suspension and as a prima facie case? Ye can want some yana. Because this is the first time, right? Now, from her statement, Obusa say, oh, asem say siya. Nipa na yacho petition wono hono. I was say a man kwine, man nipa no, sebio, asem na yaka ne camera so. Because aden yaka no, edema, ebia, na akwetia nipa no. Ena osa say, oh, ebia, asem no krampo no, tanishi nipa ni image. Inti sa asem no, sibi ehunu no. I was say asem sa beda wa, I was see ehunu se ne ebeka no. Now, when you listen to her very well, she's asking for two things. One, Emrana Dahona, yes, is a Chief Justice, President, and now a yes Speaker of Parliament, Ebu Mraswa, I was any dino. Today, because they are in favor of the Chief Justice, what they are trying to say, then they say, oh, as some way abeda ono de, I was say to me, Eden, yet to be shamrano, near Shesani, a bit to me, Adanim Rano, when it comes to this Chief Justice Asama Atono. But the Constitution has stated, sa same way, Sia, dear, a choir, I was say a faso. And it's a Chief Justice in Brebi, Ojina, Dem Catcher and Confo say, the law is the law. You cannot change the law per the person standing in front of you. You cannot tweak the law per the person standing in front of you. If during a case be, not a judge be decided say, or no, to him, he wants to tweak the law because of what is or who is in front of a year or no, it is that judge or no ankasane problem. But when it comes to Yeni Ghana Yemrano, say ahoma so Chief Justice Naya Emrana Constitution actual President, the General Council of State, any committee, Emrana Shomono, Sam Brana and also Mudiso. Now, what the Ghana Bar Association is trying to do is say they are trying to tell us say Chief Justice is special, and that because it is the Chief Justice, Yen San Shem Rani Biem and Sanaya apply Emrano. That is the language they are trying to tell us. Remember, these are the same people last week released a statement. Chief Justice removal process must be done in a manner that enhances judicial independence. Now, last week, Sautie Omutoneshina, and it's a mekacho say, statement about last week, they did not know where to stand because the president till now has still not broken the law. The process has been followed. Now, upon all their biasness, they still could not find any place to say John Mahama or the people involved in this process nipa bakumpo e breaking brano. Now, last week this was their statement. She almost statement released it last week. And I quote, "It is suspected that persons who play even the minute's role in this process will bear in mind Article 296 of the 1992 Constitution on the exercise of discretion and will act in a manner that safeguards and enhances the independence and image of the judiciary." Now, justice emanates from the good people of Ghana and is administered by the judiciary headed by the Chief Justice. End of quote. This comes after the suspension of the Chief Justice, her ladyship, Justice Gertrude Araba Isaba Tokonu. President Mahama on Tuesday, blah, 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 blah. Now, in their statement last week, what they sought to do, they basically came out to tell Ghana for say, Emrana John Mahama di Jumano. So far, we as Ghana Bar Association, we don't see anything wrong with it. Until we see something wrong with Emrana John Mahama, suspended Chief Justice, there is a problem with it. And Yebeka emphatically said there's a problem. So far, the Ghana Bar Association, they have not been able to provide one evidence in law and now backed by law. I actually say the process so far has been tweaked. The process so far has been skewed against the Chief Justice. So what will make the Ghana Bar Association today come out and say the suspension of the Chief Justice, it must be reversed without giving us any law, any base via extra say Emrawe ni ejinaso, John Mahama Bumrawe, Council of State Bumrawe, and also the committee that has been put together Bumra. To date, the people who say they know the law have not been able to point out the law that has been flouted that will give us the reason to basically consider the nonsense they are saying today. So when you listen to this woman, when they released their first statement, they went back and that I think some people went to her and told her, say, the statement from the Ghana Bar Association wasn't convincing enough to clean the Chief Justice, and that you need to find another way to go out there to make it look like the process has been tainted. Because if the Ghana Bar Association that deals with the law and say they know the law, if they had seen anybody go against the law, go against the Constitution, what stops the leader of the Ghana Bar Association from making an emphatic statement to say, the reason why we believe that the process might go against the person the petition was against, or the process should be held outside for everybody to see and that not in camera, so that we all can be witness to what is happening. This is the reason why we are demanding that this process be done this way. Till date, this so-called Ghana Bar Association, this woman who is married to Jogati, the the weed smoker. This woman and his group, they have not been able to tell us emphatically where the wrong has happened or who has committed any wrong. They are still working and speaking like mad dogs, all because they have been so politicized to the point they think that when they come in and spill this nonsense, it is going to change the course of the argument. Now, as a normal Ghanaian, what I know is that the Constitution says that when a petition comes to the president, he has to consult the Council of State. The Council of State, they have to look at the petition. If they find anything in the petition that states that could give them a reason to tell the president that the person that the petition goes against has flouted the law, they will advise the president. It's an advisory body. Now, when the petition went to the Council of State, still the law has not been broken. The Council of State looked at the petition. They realized that there are some abnormalities in the Chief Justice's actions. Now, they advised the president based on the evidence they saw in the petition. Now, the president at that moment has still not committed any crime. The president went back to the Constitution and looked at what the Constitution expects him to do. The president took the decision based on what the Constitution tells him to do. He goes ahead. What does he do? He sets up a committee, and then the Constitution tells the president to suspend the person who the petition is against, and in this case is the Chief Justice. Now the president tells the Chief Justice, I am suspending you, sit on the sidelines and make sure we all monitor the committee's work. If at the end of the day the committee find you not guilty of any of the allegations in the petition they are working on, you are free to go back and serve as the Chief Justice of Ghana. These are simple steps the President of the Republic of Ghana has followed. As we speak today, baby any Ghana and Brema say Yapam Chief Justice. Constitution clearly showed the president what to do, and the president did not go out of the Constitution. The president exercised his constitutional duty. Who in Ghana today can tell us, say, unless the Ghana Bar Association, they know the Chief Justice is guilty? Because as I sit here, I don't know. Obian can't share me. Nothing is showing that the Chief Justice is guilty. There's a pending investigation on what she did, and the Constitution gives the president the room and the right to tell her to sit on the side for the investigations to go on. Unless the MPP who are going out to demonstrate, they want to tell us that the Chief Justice has committed a crime and that she is guilty. That is why they are saying that she needs to be instated. Because at this point, again, a Chief Justice did money. Because committee, investigations So if you get out on the street, to demonstrate, what are you demonstrating against? Are you demonstrating against the suspension of the Chief Justice, which the Constitution gives the president the right to do? Then you are stupid. Then you don't know what you are doing. Because to get on the street to demonstrate, what is the demonstration about? Are you demonstrating against the committee that the Constitution gave the president the right to put together? Or you are demonstrating against the Council of State that advised the president from what they saw in the petition? Or you are demonstrating against the suspension of the woman? Because the Constitution gives the president the right to suspend the woman for the investigations to go on. So what are you demonstrating against? Because as we speak, the Chief Justice is being paid. Is still being paid as the Chief Justice. She has not been fired. She is just on suspension. Unless you people in the MPP and the fools that are saying that they want to go on suspension don't understand the meaning of suspension and sack. I am not surprised, because this same piglet told us review is the same as cancel. Yet Tiano Makacha says review as such as a cancel. Mahama so be review free SHSR. It means Mahama will cancel it. So if these same fools are telling me they are going to demonstrate against suspension, because in their stupid heads, suspension means sack. This is where we are. And I want to promise you people, nothing is going to change. The president has taken a decision. The Chief Justice has been suspended. She cannot work. She needs to sit on the sidelines. Madam Tokonu is not above the law. The EC boss, the same law that is being applied here was applied when Charlotte Osei was being removed. So what makes Madam Tokonu exceptional? Is she above the law in Ghana? She isn't. So everybody should